Hello and welcome to the first episode of the East Anglia Hobbit Community podcast. This is myself, Jack, and I'm here today with Josh.
Hello, mate.
And yeah, basically, this is just going to be a series. We're just going to put it together just to get some content out, and going to be about a bit of everything, a bit of community updates. We're going to do maybe some army lists, bits and news about new releases, reviews, things like that. But today we're just going to do an introduction video about what this is, what the East Anglia Hobbit Community is, and just a bit of an update of what's been going on in the past, nearly half a year now. And yeah, so we're just going to see where it goes, really. We're not sure how often we'll upload this, just as and when everyone's free. So I know me and Josh, free time tends to match up a little bit better than some other people, but we'll try and get some other people on as and when, I think. Just see how it goes. So first of all, we'll just go along with what the East Anglia Hobbit Community is. So we're basically, if you like, a kind of subdivision of the Great British Hobbit League Facebook page. I think it's fair to say, isn't it, Josh?
It's more of a community within a community. Yeah, I guess that's a fair description. It was started about 4 years ago. Sean put a post on the GBHL Facebook page asking if players were somewhat local to him, and a few of us replied, and we went from there, really.
Yeah, because we play most of our events. I suppose Epping is our kind of our main place where we get our events done, really, isn't it? Even though there's a few over the place.
I think it's because it's kind of like the most central point for everyone. Some people have to travel a lot further than others, but it's kind of in the middle. That's cheap enough that people don't mind going there for the day. So yeah,
just kind of works out. So let's just had a quick look on the group, and as it stands, we've got 260 members. I'd imagine 99%, if not all of those, are in the GBHL. And yeah, it's just a smaller group where we more just arrange slightly more local games because we can't all attend as many as the Great British Hobbit League events as we want to. So it just makes it a bit more easier for some people to get to a few events with some familiar faces, really, isn't it?
From a gaming point, yeah, it is that. But I think it's a lot more than that. Like, a lot of us are friends now as well, which is nice. And, it's quite a tight-knit... Well, it's got a lot bigger this year, actually. Loads of new people have...
with the new edition and whatnot.
But at one point, you'd go in and be like, oh, it's like 20 of my, good friends in the room at the same time. So it's really nice in that respect. So
yeah, definitely, because you've been a member a lot longer than I have. I've probably the last few years, but only really got more involved in the last year or so.
Yeah, you've done well though.
Yeah,
this year,
trying to set up the league, because that was Josh's to start with. So I had a word with him before. Not Josh's, sorry, Sean's to start with.
Yeah, it was Sean's idea.
And he ran that well, and it was just a case of he didn't have as much free time, I think, and when he was free on the weekends, didn't match up with a lot of people.
It's also because he moved to Norwich, which is really far away. But
it's a bit of a trek to Epping.
It's like a 2.5 hour round trip both ways, so it's not the easiest logistically. But exactly. I know he's got his own. Is it Norfolk Hobbits or something? He's got
that's right. I've seen a few bits like that, but we're still. I think Jake Tyso is looking at doing an event up that way, isn't he?
Yeah, so he's in Kettering.
Yeah,
which is only an hour from me, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. So but so basically there's a few different venues that we use. Generally, we're looking, like we say, we do Epping a lot, but then we do branch out towards Norwich, where obviously Sean is, and then up to Kettering. And things like that. We've been to 40k in Colchester once or twice. We had a small gathering there this year.
Good venue.
Exactly. So, so if anyone is interested in joining our community, we search us up through Facebook. We're just the East Anglia Hobbit Community. Just search that, it will pop up. And if you can't find it, I'm sure you'll find a link somewhere through the GBHL Facebook page, because I'm assuming if you're listening to this, you probably are a member of one, if not both groups. I think that's fair to say, isn't it?
Or just message me or Jack. We're both on there as well.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll sort it out. But so we'll just go for a quick update of what's been going on this year, really. As we were saying, I've started running the league, which is, it's kind of used as a qualification for an end of year tournament, is the way we've tried to go at it, just to give some of the smaller events a little bit more, I don't want to say meaning, but just to count in the long term more, I think is a better way of putting it, because they're all usually pretty good events that everyone does, really.
Yeah, I think it adds an incentive to essentially what we would do some semi-regularly anyway, right?
Yeah, it's just a little bit extra to add to it, really. Yeah. So what it basically is events that are nominated as league events. They don't have to be events that I run. It's just the way it's fallen so far. Will be counted to an overall league score at the end of the year. How we're working it is your top 5 games will put you in a league table position. So the more events you attend, the more chances you've got of getting 5 really good results and being up the leaderboard. I think it's a nice balance between doing well and attending more events to give people more a chance to get to the league final at the end of the year. At least that's the plan. We'll see how it pans out at the end of the year.
I think the way you've done it, we've scheduled a few events already, and we've got a few more. It means that you might bring a more fun army at one event just to have fun.
Yeah.
And then if you get a scenario where you get a good win, like, I know, you bring an all hero list and then Lords of Battle pops up, it probably gives you a good score for that one game, which will help you in the long run. But it doesn't mean you have to bring a very competitive army every single time it's a league event, just because it's, yes, there's prizes on the day, but it's not always about that. I think it's a good balance of having a little bit of competitiveness but not being competitive.
Yeah, it's like you say, you can get a really good result, not necessarily by fluke, but by a good set of circumstances, come up against the right army in the right scenario. Yeah. And then if you attend I'm aiming for, I think, 5 league events before the finale in November. So if you attend all of them, chances are you're going to get one good game out of all of them, and that's your 5 good games. And then bump me up the board. But while we're talking about it, I'll have a quick look at the table. I did load it up before we come on here. So I'm not going to go through all the names, but we've got 30 different people who've attended the league event so far.
So that's awesome.
Top 24 qualify for the end of year tournament. It's a shame that not everyone who attends a couple events can come, but it's just more table space and the scenery that we have. So we have to kind of limit the numbers, which is another reason why we originally carried on doing the league. It's just
it's a process, isn't it? Like,
the
money that we've generated this year goes into next year, and it can get a little bit bigger and a little bit better every year, hopefully.
Yeah, so we're keeping the prices relatively low for entry. I think it's about £10 is the average across all of the events we've done.
Yeah,
and it's about 25% table fees, 50% prizes, and 25% back into the club. So it just kind of works out, and it's not too expensive for everyone. But yeah, as it stands, the top 12. So I didn't say that. It's going to be split into 2 tiers. The finale, the East Anglia Cup and Shield, I think it was put down as. So the top 12 are going to go against each other to play off for the East Anglia Cup, and the 13 to 24 positions are going to go for the East Anglia Shield. It's just going to be 2 kind of different tournaments, if you like, running on the same day. So at the moment, the top 3, even though this doesn't really matter because it's more the top 24, but just out of interest, top 3 players at the moment are CJ, who is a really good player. We've both played against him a few times.
Yeah,
so no surprising, he's up there. Dan's up there as well as second. Dan's a good player as well.
He's a very good player.
And third is Ben Camp. And Ben comes to a lot of our events. He's a good player. He gets some nice themey armies usually. It's like Numenor, things like that.
He likes his Numenor and elves, doesn't he?
Before they were cool as well. So before they were really good.
Yeah, before they were really good, yeah.
And then going down, it's then me in 4th, you in 5th. Then we got Ben, Tom, Will. The list just goes down.
I think I only played 4 games though.
That's right, yeah.
To be 5th, I'm quite happy with that, to be honest.
Yeah, and the way we've done it is to stop someone swooping in at the last event to win the whole lot. is you need to play a minimum of 5 games for qualification.
So essentially, you should have to have attended at least 2 events.
Yeah, because all our events are 3 or 4 games usually. So if you attend 2 events, you can qualify for the finale. If you have 2 good events, then you can get qualification through that. Yeah, that's basically what that is. It's all on the Facebook page. I'm sure most people, well, in our community at least, will have an idea of what's going on with that. And it's all uploaded in the files sections and stuff. So I suppose we could run through the past events we've done this year, I guess.
Well, you've done a few, and I've got one coming up, so it's a good, good
so
segue.
That's it. So first one we did in January was the league opener, and
I didn't play in that one, unfortunately.
No. Again, like so, it's just the way sometimes things don't match up, and like from I think I've said all along, I don't mind doing the league. There's a little bit of bookkeeping, but not too much. And by arranging the events, on a selfish point of view, I can arrange it for a day that I can definitely attend. So, because I don't always get the free time to go to as many events as I want to. So, it works out nice for me that way. And then I go to the others as and when I can.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that was in January. That was a 20-player tournament. Quite a good turnout. And there was a lot of new faces there that, like you were saying, that have come to the events this year. And I can't actually find the results, just to let you know who won.
CJ won that one, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it might have been CJ.
And Dan was second, I believe.
Might have been Jake third, I think. I think Jake Tyson.
Yeah, I think it was Jake Tyson third.
Yeah, I can't find the results for that. Apologies for that, but that's somewhere on the group. I'm sure if I come across it while I'm looking at some of the other bits. But I think that was it. CJ first, Dan comes second. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Jake was third with that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that as well.
Yeah. And then, so the next event we've got on our list that we had was... we had 2 just random meetups. One was at 40k Gaming in Colchester, wasn't it? Just a few.
That's when I started playing again.
That's right. You went off the scene for a little while, and
after my hiatus of playing every other game, going pretty much. So
with the new edition, you come back, and a few other people, I suppose, got a bit more interested again as well. It's probably fair to say.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was just a few casual games. I think we done one at Epping, and it was like £5 entry, and again, just a small bit of that went back into the club. The rest was for the hall hire. So just keeping the costs low, I think, is what we've kind of tried to do, and just like you say, a gradual process over time.
The costing for all of the events is very reasonable. Like 4 games for a tenner is not bad anyway. So
yeah, and then outside of that, it's going back into the club as well. So
exactly.
And after that, there was another league event in March, and I have to ignore that. Got much more important things to attend to.
It's the missus you're in trouble later.
No, it's not. It's someone else.
Fair enough.
So yeah, the other one was the league event in March, and I'm trying to do it slightly different for some of the events, just so it's not all the same. The first one was just your normal matchups, random for the first round, and then just based on your ranking as you do well and not so well in the tournament.
Yeah.
The second one was randomly chose like opponents for the whole.
The predetermined one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the one that you came to. Because I think me and you played, didn't we?
We did.
River across the board.
We played our. Was it Seize the Prize?
Yes. And the river was along the board, and we just both ran along the river for the whole game.
River saved me, because I think you'd have won.
But yeah, so with that one, you won that event. You come first. Second was Dan again, and then CJ was third. So yeah, again, we got some good players in our community, and not that no one is bad, but it's just. But with the format of the league, it gives a bit more of a mix-up in how the rankings are done throughout the whole table. You'll see it if you look through the files and stuff, how it works out. But yeah, no, that was good. Like I say, I played you. And yeah,
that was a slightly different format in terms of points as well to the first event, wasn't it? I think the first event you did quite small points. I think it was, 550?
I think they were both small points. I think it was 550 and 500.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it was. You're right.
Yeah. And then the next one was kind of getting onto that now, actually, so that's kind of worked out well. So the next one that I'll be doing, so before that we had this Dark Sphere event in April.
Oh yeah,
it was kind of almost like a sponsored for, if you like, East Anglia event. It was in Dark Sphere in Waterloo, London.
Actually sold really well.
It did. It got to the point where, well, at the end we had a few dropouts and you had to get people last minute, but that's because other people had made plans now because they didn't get a space.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where I could have got an extra probably 10 to 15 people signed up. But then it just became an issue that we might have had to move to the Notting Hill store, and it would have I think it would have got a bit out of hand as well, because it was just meant to be a kind of casual. There were decent prizes, but it was still quite a casual thing.
I think all your prizes are pretty decent when you buy them, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it's just the way it's
the new releases have helped you there, though, because it's
definitely.
I've got an event. Forge World, thank you.
Yeah, and because it is a couple of prizes, like whether it's for most sporting or whatever, you can normally make it to the free delivery price.
Yeah,
so that kind of helps a little bit.
Yeah,
especially when you're running with budgets from tournaments and stuff.
True.
But also what helps is we go down to Dark Sphere, me, Dan, James and Clayton and some others every now and then, and they do 20% off all the GW releases. So I'll pick them up from there when we're down there. And I think a few times I've got them delivered as well, and it saves a few pounds, and you can get slightly better prizes, really.
Yeah, exactly.
But like you say, all the new releases, you can usually get something that most people would be interested in because it's just come out.
Yeah, exactly.
And one other event it wasn't necessarily run by our community, but quite a few of ours went. Well, I think you went to it, Josh, was Aaron Wilson's event in Harlow.
I couldn't go in the end. I had to work.
But
I think he sold. I think he had 14 players.
Yeah,
for a first event in Harlow, it's pretty good.
Yeah, because I met him through going through the East Anglia stuff. I think I met him at Chelmsford Bunker Club.
Yeah, he goes there to
through there every now and then.
Various games.
Yeah, and then he done his event. I had a chat with him, said I'd mention it on here, and it sounds like it went pretty well. He's got another one coming up.
He's got another one coming up. I think he's only got 1 or 2 spaces left.
Yeah, it's. I'll find that in a minute where it's called before. Yeah, it's coming up soon. He's got a couple of. He's still got some spaces. I think.
Stand Men of the South, I think it's called.
That sounds right.
Let's have a look. Yeah, Stand Men of the Southeast, because where we are in the country.
Yep.
And again, I think that's already got
20th of July, isn't it? Yeah.
Already got good attendees. So
yes, if anyone's looking for an event round our way, it's in Harlow. I've been there before. They've got quite a few boards and sceneries. It's a 16-player game, 800 points. There's only 2 spaces left on here.
And it's good versus evil as well, which is quite nice. So.
I'm away, so I can't actually go. But there is 2 spaces left if anyone's interested. And Aaron will, I'm sure, run it as a good day, as I heard good things about the other one. Yeah,
it's a good venue, the place where he's holding it. So.
But before that, we've got an event on the 1st of June, an East Anglia event at Epping, which is your event, Josh. I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah, so CJ asked in the group if someone would consider running an escalation event. And I was like, yeah, that sounds all right. I'll do that. Me being typical me, going, yeah, that'd be fine. And then leaving it last minute. As with everything I do, it's pretty much last minute. But yeah, so I wrote the rules pack last week or the week before. It's not a lot to it, but obviously there's escalation every round. But I've took inspiration from a few escalation rules packs I'd read in the past regarding picking your general at the start, and it has to be your general throughout, regardless of tiers, which caused a little bit of an issue. But then I just thought, it's only a fun event. Hopefully no one takes it too seriously. And then, you still get the tiers if you take higher level heroes later on, but your general will be the same throughout. And also, once you put a hero into your army at each point stage, they have to stay in your army, but the rest of your army can change. And then someone asked me, could their war gear change? And I said yes, as long as the hero stays the same, as in it's the same hero, but they can change. If you want to give LSR Andoril, then by all means. And then if you want to take it away again, by all means.
Yeah.
And then the
like
other
you
cool
said
thing,
before, we don't play too competitive. We do play to win. Everyone plays to win a lot of the time, usually, to an extent anyway.
You don't want to lose a game, do you?
Yeah, but no, I don't think any of our will really bend the rules of the army making to really get an advantage.
Well, I kept it a little bit strict in that you're not allowed allies, so it's just single faction.
Yeah.
Just so that it makes it a little bit easier for me to check lists, and also it kind of stops maybe someone taking the best thing from one green ally, putting it with another green ally, and then it
snowballing from there.
Just for the first one, I just thought I'd keep it simple, stupid. You're allowed one army, but I did give everyone a banner.
Just about to say that, yeah, it was a free banner, wasn't it?
It did go down a little bit well, I think. I think people enjoy the idea of
it's something different, isn't it?
Well, I also want to do a prize for the best converted banner. So I know a couple of people were bringing armies that don't have a banner model.
Goblin Town banner.
Goblin Town banner, Moria banner, Dale banner. There's no model for it. I know they're allowed one now, but still. So if someone does a cool banner conversion, and there might be a cool prize for it. So
yeah, sounds good.
And it also, I think, because the first level of points is quite low, I know that some people who are taking a more elite army would really struggle without a banner.
Yeah.
So by giving everyone a banner, it kind of helps them, but it doesn't hinder anyone else really. So we'll see how it goes.
That sounds good.
I'm looking forward to it now.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the page. You've got a few spaces left, so if anyone's interested in that, it's all again on the Facebook page.
Also, if people will hear this before I put a message on Facebook, just buy tickets so I can order prizes, please.
Yeah,
because I need to think about that soon.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other evening, weren't we? I'm running like the spreadsheet for the group. I've made a separate PayPal account now because it was very messy coming in and out of my own one.
Yeah.
It was all correct. It just took a little while to go through it all. So I've made a separate one now just to keep it nice and organised. Yeah, it just makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And so, that's all being sent over to one address, and then I'll send some cash over to you to get the prizes. So if you are coming, make sure you get your money into Josh so he can buy some good prizes.
Sounds good.
And so after yours, we have...
It's your league event, is it not?
Yes, on the 29th of June.
I put it off work.
Yes, so that one, again, slightly different. What I was trying to do for the start of the year is work through all 12 scenarios, because sometimes you go to an event and they're randomly rolled for, but usually you end up playing at least one or two scenarios quite more than some others.
Well, because of where they are on a dice, I guess.
Yeah, or just chance on. Some people knock some out of the rotation because they don't quite fit with the theme. And I get that for time things and stuff like that. So this one, it's 3 games of the remaining 4 scenarios we haven't played yet. It's Whole Ground, Recon, Fog of War, and Clash by Moonlight. So they're funnily enough, there are Fog of War, Clash by Moonlight, and Recon. Some I don't really play too much as well.
Some of my favourites and some of my least favourites in there.
And this is going to be a good v evil, 700 points. So we've gone up in points a little bit. And Saturday, 29th of June at the Scout Hut in Epping.
I have to bring a good army.
Yeah, 2 spaces left on the Evil army. Did you say you have to bring a good army?
Oh no, it's good v evil, but the players are already. You don't have to bring one of each army. It's just you're going to play. If you're bringing an evil army, you're going to play a good army, and then mate, your spreadsheet for that's going to get well confusing.
I'll just do it red and blue or red and green, and I'm sure it will work fantastically.
Yeah, fair enough.
But the reason to do good versus evil rather than bring 2 armies is because some people are still like relatively new and might only have 1 army. So then maybe on the next one will be you can bring good and evil just to give people the option.
Yeah,
if they want. So it's just because, like you were saying, we've had a few new faces this year. So just kind of keep it relatively simple, if you like. Not simple, just low points, and let people gradually build up from there. it's the idea anyway. To see how it
Yeah.
goes. And so after that, then Josh has got an event. Not Josh, Sean has got an event in July. That's the Battle of the Five Army Books.
Yeah, so this is an event. I think this is the 3rd year of the event now. So essentially, it's from the old Blue Army books. You'd have a team captain from a specific book, and then you have a team event essentially. So it'd be Fallen Realms versus Mordor versus Free Peoples versus I forgot them all already.
Moria and Angmar.
Yeah, Moria and Angmar, and then Kingdoms of Men. That's the one.
Yeah.
And then what he did when the Hobbit books were a thing, is those armies kind of went into the categories they would have done. And now he's done it a little bit different again this year because of the fact that everything's in 2 books.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just, again, the divide have been kind of what they were in the blue books, but, exceptions for some of them. So
yeah. That's it. So
that's always a good fun event. It's nice to have like a team event in the middle of the year. It's always good.
And he runs it a bit different. I think he does. If he's doing it the same, obviously, that's his school. He was like, you can nominate if you get double VPs or something for a certain round, and there's various different bits and pieces that Sean does.
Extra little scoring things, so that it gives people an incentive to maybe achieve something in a game, or try and go for those extra points or whatever. Yeah,
and it's like you can choose a certain table, but then the opponent chooses, the other team rather chooses what army they play against. That's not this event, but he does that for other things. Yeah, Sean does lots of cool things.
Some quirky stuff, Sean.
It usually works out pretty well. But that is full. I'm just having a look. But
I think there's been a couple of dropouts, but I'm not sure.
Well, he's got a reserve list with. I think he's put himself on it, obviously, to make up numbers, I imagine, on the day. So if anyone's interested, get on there, because there's, like you say, there's no doubt things come up, people have to drop out, so you'll probably get a space.
Yeah, I imagine you would.
Yeah. So check that out. They're all on the events tab, just on the main group. And then we've mentioned Aaron's event, and I've penciled in some league event dates, but they're nothing concrete yet. Hoping to get maybe a September, October event, and then the finale's November.
For both at the moment.
Yeah, but I'll get them confirmed probably after your event has been done, and just so it's not all clogged up with similar events. And
have you thought about the format for the tournaments at the end, like the placing ones, as it were?
What do you mean? What, the finale?
Yeah, so have you thought about the format for that at all yet? Or?
I think it's probably going to be a higher points level. Ooh. Maybe 4 games, but they'll have to work with timings, because I know some people travel down and then we'd have to travel back again, and with opening and closing the hut. But I'd like to do, not necessarily 1,000, not that far, but something maybe between 700 to 800, 3, maybe 4 games, and it's going to be a one army only. So you could play good v good. And then I think that's along the lines of what I'm going with so far. But
the big toys will come out for that then.
Yeah, exactly. And but obviously, but what I'm going to do for that is, because it's 2 separate tournaments, and whereas with the league events, I've been playing whilst running and checking lists, but I submit my list openly to everyone before everyone else gives me theirs, just to show I'm not just trying to see what would work well, kind of thing. So for the finale,
just take elves. They seem to work at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on at the moment, and they seem to do okay. But this is me assuming I would be somewhere in the top 24. But like you say, if you go to most events, generally you will be.
Yeah.
So whichever one I end up in, the top or the first or second tier, so the cup or shield, I will kind of try and roughly run /TO the opposite one.
Oh, of course.
And then get someone who is in the opposite to me to TO my one. Because we don't, with TOs for our events, we don't really need to do a lot, because like you say, everyone's fairly chilled. It's more just running a spreadsheet is the main thing.
Well, generally, if there's rules queries, people will just ask
next to them
anyone who's free. They'd be like, what's the rule? Yeah, it's that. All right, cool. And then just carry on. It's not that deep.
Yeah, so there's literally been 2, maybe 3 times that someone's just grabbed me, like like in during a game, and it's a case of no, it's the other way, or no, it's this way, and they just go, yep, fine, and they go, because I'm not the most knowledgeable with the rules. I've got a better idea than I used to now, but generally it's just a case of rereading the passage, seeing what both players are trying to say, and just go with which one.
The issue is most war gamers are a little bit lazy. They could read it themselves and go, well, I think it's this, I think it's this. All right, we're not thinking it's the same thing, let's ask, rather than not reading it at all. And then someone else goes, oh, it's this. Like, oh, okay. But
to be fair, I'm the same. During games, I go, I'm sure I can do that. Someone will go, no, you definitely can't. And if they sound like they know what they're talking about, or it's someone I know who knows the rules very well, I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. We'll do it your way. I'm not that bothered.
Good to know. I can cheat against you now. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
So, yeah, I think that's kind of just the update of where the league is at the moment. One other thing that we do is we do have I think Sean's running a painting competition, but at the moment it's every month or every now and then. And
it was monthly. I don't know how much. Don't know if the last one got announced and then there hasn't been a new one yet. But it's a monthly. It's just a little fun thing, and then your winning entry goes up as the Facebook page's banner for a month.
Yeah, so it's just something little. It's just there's no real it's just a bit of fun, isn't it?
It is, but also if someone's proud of a model when it wins, then you get that little bit of
buzz from it, if you like. Yeah. And it's another thing to keep the community kind of engaged and talking, and like you say, like we've all kind of becoming quite good friends now. Like you meet other people at events quite often, and outside of events, like I meet up with James, Dan, and Clayton, and them fairly often on evenings, every now and then. And it's just the way to just keep the conversation going in the group, really. Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah. So I think that's probably everything for this one. We won't ramble on too long.
Sounds good.
But this was just a bit of an update. In the future, we'll do new releases, reviews, army lists. Nothing too crazy, because there's a lot of other channels that do it really well. This is just something more for fun, really. Just to keep the community engaged, I think. Just a bit of rambling.
Something to listen to while you're painting, maybe.
Exactly. We're probably not going to bother doing videos for it, so this will be just stick on when you're painting, minimise the window, or when you're driving to work or whatever. And probably try and get it on iTunes podcast, because I know that can work better on phones if you're doing something sometimes.
Okay.
I've had that. I have listened to the Green Dragon podcast on that. It just works better because you can lock your phone.
Oh, fair enough.
If you're on YouTube listening to something, sometimes if you lock it, it just closes it.
Can you put it on both?
Yeah, that's what the plan is, to do both.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but I say I'll get it on the iTunes podcast, but I do generally intend to do things and not get round to them. So we'll see. I should be able to do it. It's not difficult.
Okay.
And so we did ask on our Facebook group for some questions, didn't we?
We do have some questions. Yeah, let me get the thread up.
Yeah. Because originally this was going to be split into two. One for a community update section after league events and random events, and the other for reviews and things. But in the end, I thought that's just going to get messy.
Okay. So I've got a couple of shout outs first of all.
Yes.
One is the first three are all from CJ. One's for Sam Huddy, and he just wanted to let Sam know he's a fantastic hobbyist and a great guy. One's for yourself.
There must be another Sam Huddy then.
Yeah, it's not the one. It's not the one we know, surely.
Sounds good.
One's for yourself from CJ, just thanking you for doing an amazing job this year with the league. And after I prompted one from him, because I said I weren't going to shout him out unless I got one, he said that he enjoyed list building for my escalation event because it was a little bit different.
Yeah.
Have we got any more? Jason Mountain said, what would you like them to explore in the next expansion book? Which I believe is the Hobbits of the Shire one?
Yeah, I don't. I'm assuming he means the one after this one, maybe.
We don't know what that is.
Yeah, if I would like them to do after the Hobbit one, I would guess.
I quite like an Eastern, like Harad, Khand, Far Harad, like that sort of way.
Yeah. Or I think for selfish reasons, because I'm doing Rivendell,
a
second age type thing.
That'll be quite
It
interesting.
would be quite cool. Last Alliance, Legendary Legion incoming.
I mean, that'd be as far as that book goes, though. To have orcs and elves, which is fine.
Yeah, but who knows? Because, like you say, the Hobbit Scouring of the Shire was a bit of a surprise, I think. But I think I remember reading something, or it might have been on the Top Table Gaming video about it was just a gap that they had, Games Workshop had, and
there's some interesting models in there. Those Sharkies rogues could be quite fun.
Yeah, oh no, it looks great.
I don't think there's any models in the range at the moment, so it'd be interesting to see what they bring out with that.
Yeah, it did look good. It's just, I'm sure I remember hearing saying it wasn't kind of a release schedule. They all the studios applied, and Middle Earth got the nod to go ahead with it.
Oh, so, nice.
That I could be making up completely, but I'm sure I heard that.
Fair enough.
It wasn't the big release, if you like. It was a little extra bonus, which is cool. And it's been done almost in a full release way as well. So it's
we got a question from James Richardson. He would put, what would your thoughts be on the EAHC getting a stand at Salute next year and putting some games on?
Yeah, sounds good. But to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't get round to doing it or sorting it out. But
I don't know what the process would be for that. But if someone in the group wants to do it and they find out how to and then tell me, I'm sure we could sort something out.
Yeah, we can leave that with James. So James, if you're listening, if you're not listening, I'll let you know.
I don't normally attend Salute, to be honest. So if someone's going and they want to do it and they want to use the EAHC banner, by all means,
Yeah. Because we're quite happy for this goes for events in our group as well. If you want to run an event for the East Anglia, and same with league events, you can just want to run it by one of us and you can do it. We're not fussy, really.
Yeah.
Like the more the merrier.
This is an interesting question. I don't know if there's a right answer to it, but I guess that's what the question was asked for our opinion. What makes a good list? I'm assuming by good he might mean competitive. And the examples he's given are being able to move quick, shooting, magic, big choppy heroes, abilities and shenanigans. And then he's asked our opinions on that.
I'd imagine you would want all of them, but that's not possible, really, is it?
I think I'm building a bit of a nasty ability list at the moment. So I don't want to give too much away because obviously that'll spoil it for people when it's ready. But I think you try and cover as many bases as you can. Obviously, that's not always viable with some armies. For me, with my orc lists, I don't really tend to take shooting. I might have a few trackers just for the fun of it when they do hit and kill stuff. It's always fun.
Yeah.
But generally, for my lists, from a Mordor perspective, I won't really bother with shooting. But then I will try and have a couple of Wild Riders. Some good abilities with my heroes. The new Mordor heroes I found are very good. Goroth and Gurits are, for me, now almost auto-includes up to certain points levels.
Especially with the reinforcements rule.
As well. Gurits' rule saved me so much might in my last few events.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess for a balanced competitive army, it depends. I mean, it depends on the scenarios. If it's for a tournament, it depends on the scenario spread. If it's random scenarios, then you kind of have to try and cover as many bases as you can.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an answer to this question, really. It's just try and get a bit of everything. If you can't get a bit of everything, try and go for something that's cool. And then, rule of cool, you can't really go wrong.
Yeah. So, that's what I was going to say. It's a case of, do you go be amazing at one thing? Do you have like for example, killing things, maybe an all-hero type list or big beefy heroes, but then don't have any shooting, don't have any magic, don't have many ability, nasty stuff? Or do you go a jack of all trades kind of route?
Riverdale Knights, there's your answer.
Yeah, they do a few good things. They've got shooting, moving, melee, because they will just kill you if you get the charge.
Their heroes have got magic.
Yeah, so yeah.
They're very good at the moment anyway.
But yeah, I generally just go with what I've got painted, usually. I will theory some good lists, and then I'll never get the stuff painted and just go with some other bits. What I usually do is big heroes and usually run them into too much trouble, and they usually die.
My problem is I play same as you. I play what I've got painted, which is kind of why my armies are a little bit predictable. And then I'll start a project. Like, I wanted to strip all my Metal Gondor models, so I stripped them all,
And they're still sitting in the box.
still metal in a box. So I'll get around to it at some point, but at the moment it's probably just evil armies this year.
Yeah.
I have picked up a new model for a little secret army next year, but
That's secret.
We won't talk about that yet. A couple of people know, but not many.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, Richard, rule of cool or kind of salad it, get a bit of everything in there. It's all good.
Yeah. I haven't really answered it at all. I've just not been any help with that question. But
yeah. Aaron's asked, who are your best three choppy heroes in the game? You already answered it on here. Oh, no, CJ answered it on here.
CJ did.
He put Gil-galad, King Elisar, Azog Bol. You're not wrong. They are very choppy. I think it depends on what you want them to chop for me. I've had a lot of luck with Malfa Sauron just killing troops. It depends what you want them to kill. Like, if you're going for hero on hero, the four that CJ mentioned are all very good.
Yeah.
I think the Balrog's very good now, but he's a lot of points. I think Sauron's very good now, but he's also a lot of points. So it also depends on the points value you're looking at.
I'd have to put Gil-galad in there because I've been using my Rivendell. I had it since I got back in a couple of years ago, and now it's, to be fair, I was playing it in the last edition, but they've got a bit of a buff now as well. And Gil-galad he's just a monster.
Yeah, he is horrific.
Because it's the +1 to wound, and you don't need to charge as well to get that. It's just the spear's rule.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good, and he's reasonably cheap for how good he is.
Yeah.
So
he's only got one fate, so there's that chance he's going to die. But I don't think in any event game, I won't say tournament because they've not all been too competitive, but in any event game, he's died for me yet. It's a new edition.
It's the fight value, isn't it, as well? Like,
yeah,
your opponent has to strike, and you don't have to because they might only beat you on.
Yeah,
he's very good for his points anyway. I think he's
Blood
also
and Glory as well.
Yeah, so Blood and Glory that's why I kind of like Shagrat. I think he has the same rule.
Yeah.
So that's a model
points as well.
That's a model I want to add into a Mordor army at some point. So for me, I think it depends on the points, but the ones that CJ's listed are. Elendil is now a very good killer of everything.
Yeah.
For me, if I was to go for 3 that I've played recently, Gil-galad, Elendil, and what did I get? Ruined. Dane. Dane's always good.
I've not had much luck with my Dane. I've got some Iron Hills. I've got probably about 500 points painted, but he seems to do a little bit, and then because he has to charge, you can, if you've got someone who takes a bit of time over their movement, they can just pull off one guy just in movement range, and he has to charge that one guy the whole time. And but definitely Gil-galad. Who also I played? Maybe even King of the Dead, because he can just kill anything and not really care.
True.
I suppose that's not really choppy if you're looking in that way. Yeah, like you're saying, King Elisar, Azog and Bol, pretty good. They're the ones I've played against, really. And any free attack mounted hero with any kind of boost to wounding. So, like you say, you've got your Danes and anyone with the kind of Master Forged swords now as well.
Yeah, I love that Master Forged swords that they added in. It's so good.
Yeah. And so, just big free attack heroes. I think all of them now, if you get them going right, they can really just chop everything. Heroes are a lot better now as well.
Yeah, the changes they made to the game regarding heroes killing troops as they should, they are a lot better. So Ollie has asked, I think this is he's put, which is the best faction and why is it Rohan? I think Rohan are very good. The Legendary Legion is very good. I don't know if there is one best faction by itself. I think they all have negatives and positives to them, but Rohan Legendary Legion is very good.
But like you see, you look at events not just with us, like all around the GBHL, and different armies are winning different events all the time. Army of the Dead and the Legendary Legion, um, Return of the Kings seems to be up there at the moment with quite a few events. But I think that's might be because a lot of people are playing it as well, so it might be skewed.
Well, everyone got it in the starter box, and they are a lot better now. I think, especially with the Legendary Legion, like you get the banner from Aragorn for all the spirit models. The King of the Dead's a lot better. And they are quite hard to kill, defense 8 with shields, defense 7 without. They're quite hard to get through. So we do pay the points for them, but they are pretty good. I think elves at the moment are very good. Yeah,
definitely. So on to the next one.
Yep, we got Ollie again, I've actually got a real question this time. What models would you guys like to see come back from made to order or just into stock? And who needs a new model most and why? So I suppose it's a two-part. I would do the first part. What models?
It's got to be for me mounted Elrond because I've got my Rivendell. I've got my Rivendell Knights.
I was a very lucky boy in the made to order that just came out. I got Kardash and Morgul Stalkers, so I was kind of happy with that. I also got the Halbrad and the Kurdan just because they're like gold dust at the moment. And
I got the Halbrad and I got the Firecaller as well. And also got one of each of those three for East Anglia prizes.
Ah, very nice. There you go. So if I had to pick something else though, what's currently not in stock, I guess.
Yeah, mine's mounted Elrond, I think. That's my one for now.
They bought I don't know off the top of my head for my army. What have I actually brought back? I don't know what's out of stock. Sorry, not very helpful.
Next part: who needs a new model the most?
Who needs a new model the most, and why? And is it Aemir? I think Aemir's model is okay.
Got Knight of the Pelennor Aemir, which was really good, but it's very nice model, but we've got a model for it, so it's probably not too high on a priority list, I'd imagine.
Who needs a new model the most and why?
Well, one who hasn't got one is mounted Gil-galad, because I think it just deserves a really good model now because it's such a good profile.
I think any model that has an option for war gear that they don't have a model for should be the first answer. But if I had to pick a model, I think some of the older models could do with a revamp, as it were. Some of them are looking a bit old now.
Even some of the old ones, they're still pretty good, to be fair.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Some of them are. I think the Arwen model is still lovely.
The mounted and the foot and mounted one.
I'm trying to think of. Yeah. I think Gil-galad on a horse is a model I'd like to see have a model. Yeah, I don't play elves, but I just like Gil-galad. So
same.
Cool. Right. Adam has asked, what character in the films or book do you think is best represented in SPG for both sculpt and stat line? Probably Aragorn.
Mighty Hero rule, yeah, probably.
Actually, the new Gimli model from the Three Hunters is probably my favourite model now. It's such a nice model.
Yeah, quite a few people have. I haven't actually got them yet because I'm going to get them when I get around to it. But I've got Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli model as it is.
Oh, I had 3 of each, but he's got his 5 axes. He looks cool, and it's a really nice model. So for me, probably Gimli from the Lord of the Rings, from the Hobbit. Smaug, why not?
Yeah,
because he's really good. The model's really nice, and he looks awesome. So,
yeah, without sounding too biased towards Rivendell, but the Rivendell Knights are really good sculpt, I think.
Yes, they are. I think some of the older Rivendell models could do with a new sprue with options.
They're hard to convert though, really.
Because of the pose that they're in. That's kind of. I have a load of old elves, but I just haven't done anything with them yet. But I have got a Gil-galad and an Elrond and a Kurdan, so maybe next year we'll see.
Yeah. For a Lord of the Rings sculpted stat line, I think the best sculpt, one of the best sculpts, probably just because we spoke about it a second ago, was the Eomer Knight of the Pelennor sculpt. Like that on the metal on horse is a really nice model.
It is a lovely model, to be fair.
And in terms of a character, mine's gone blank a bit now. Maybe a basic ring wraith is quite a cool rule for the losing of the will.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's something very different. I'm going to go with that just because it's popped into my head.
I think they're very underutilized, basic ring wraiths.
Yeah, they're good.
Right, so Sam's asked personal preferences on future expansion areas and what would you hope for in them? I've sort of said eastern direction.
Yeah, we kind of said it before, didn't we?
What would I add? I don't know. It depends on... Not overly familiar with the fluff of some of those armies, but I think having actual Black Dragon models would be quite cool. Maybe not necessary, but I think they could do something quite cool with them. Candish, I like the Candish, but I think, again, they could do with models. That's for me anyway.
Yeah, I think I said before, like Second Age elves, maybe a Last Alliance type thing. And then hoping for in them, like you say, it's kind of, if you go the Last Alliance route, there's not too much to expand further.
Maybe we get a new Sauron model. That'd be quite cool.
Sauron versus, or just a Mounted Gil-galad.
I'd love to see a diorama of Sauron and Gil-galad. That'd be pretty cool.
Like a Final Fate of the Witch King type.
Yeah, but with a newer model for both. You know?
Forge World.
If they had to do a new Gil-galad, they'd probably do a footer mounted option.
Yeah. So
maybe having something where it could go as a footer mounted option and as a diorama piece would be quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Jason's asked, what are your thoughts on running an East Anglia Hobbit League team event? I put, I'm sure we could between us.
We've done that. We've also done Josh, I said that a few times today. Sean runs the EAHC versus War thing, or he's maybe not solely runs it, but he's involved in that. That's a team event. That's usually 10 of our guys and 10 of their guys. I think it's a random roll, and then for matchup first one, and then I think it's done just like a Swiss ranking type thing.
Yeah, that's always
usually pretty cool.
It's always played in. Played in good spirits, but there's a little bit of a rivalry there.
Bit of an edge to it, yeah.
It's always good.
And like we're doing the good v evil for the next league events, a slightly team, but the 5 books is a team event. In terms of the league, I probably wouldn't do like a team 1 gets this points, team 2 gets this points, because it wouldn't probably work out with the
I don't think there's a way to do it in a single league format that would make it fair for everyone partaking.
Yeah. So there is team events that will be coming up and are coming up soon, but I don't think it will be a league team event. That's just my initial thought.
If Jason wants a non-league counting team event, I'm sure we can arrange another one. It's not an issue.
Yeah. And if he's got any ideas for it, then by all means, let us know. Or if you even wanted to take the lead on a team event, feel free, and we can drop one of us a message and we'll sort it out.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I think that's all the questions for this one.
Yes, that's all of it. We've gone on a bit longer than we thought, I believe. 50 odd minutes, I think, if that's right.
Lots of painting time.
Yeah, so basically, thanks for listening to us ramble on a little bit for a while. But yeah, we're hoping to do this every now and then, maybe with different people at different times, depending on...
Our next event's, 3 weeks away? Maybe...
Yeah, try and do a review for that.
Could do a review for that, couldn't we?
Yeah, that'll be your one. So, yeah, I'm happy to do that again if we get some free time that matches up.
Yeah,
sounds good. Run for a review of it. And if you write down who actually wins rather than my event where I can't find the screenshot and can't remember.
What I'll probably do if we're going to do a review of the event is I will write down the top 3, get their lists for each points value, and then maybe we can run through them quickly and give our thoughts and opinions on the lists.
Yeah, maybe even get 1 or 2 or have some of the top 3 on, maybe.
Yeah,
see if we can work something out.
Maybe they could take us through their lists and why they picked the models they picked.
Yeah, could be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see where we go with that, and hopefully that will maybe be, like you say, next 3 weeks, maybe one before that. We won't set a schedule because then
I'll leave that to you. That was just a suggestion.
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
Okay, mate.
But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. If you are interested and not a member, just search up the East Anglia Hobbit Community on Facebook. You're always welcome to join. Even if you can't attend events, just chat on the group and
like seeing whips. People need to post more whips.
Yes, and enter the painting competition if you want yours on our banner. You can do bits like that. But yeah, we're always happy to have anyone come to our events. And like I say, you only need to attend 2 events, and you could come to the finale. And we're actually going to have a cup. I think that's going to be the custom trophy that was going to be the league for last year. I've been speaking to Sean about that.
I can't even remember. Was it a
Gandalf versus
Gandalf and a Balrog? Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So that will probably be kept at the club, but we'll get it get a base and get your names engraved. That's the planning. That's all vague plans, but we'll sort that out later down the line. But yeah, if you're interested in some more events around our area, just join the group and go from there. So yeah, we'll wrap it up there.
Okay, mate.
But if everyone's listened this far, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll do another one soon.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.